talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They talk about basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. A very special NBA Finals fucking preview edition. Sammy, how are you feeling, my friend?
I'm happy for you, man. I mean, it takes a big man to say that, but I am happy for you.
I think it takes just a regular, not piece of shit man, actually. I don't know that I would be patting myself on the back.
Well, I'm happy that you have Drew and Middleton look so good in that decisive game. They play. You're gonna hate this shit. They play prettier basketball without Giannis, because Giannis and Lopez. Listen to me. Giannis and Lopez together, both
inane point.
Because Brook Lopez has had to change how he plays to fit the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh no, Lopez is fucking Chris Bosh all of a sudden.
I thought you just said you're gonna let me finish. But instead, you're just mocking every other word I say.
Oh no, 2021 Brook Lopez has really fucking subjugated himself. What a fucking loss for the basketball world. Go ahead.
They move the ball better without Giannis. Are they a better team? Of course not. They're fun to watch without Giannis, because they're like any team without the star. Obviously, this isn't like Ewing theory bullshit, but any team without their, because I always hated that theory, because it's like Ewing was old as shit on that team, you know?
Right.
But and he was be replaced by a young athletic Camby. Of course, they were playing different basketball. This is a prime Giannis. It's not the same thing, but like Middleton and Drew, especially Drew, has been inconsistent as fuck this postseason.
On offense, for sure. On defense,
offense,
I will give him he's been consistent.
He's an incredible defensive player. I mean, that's how he made his name in the game. But, like, he was great in Game 6, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was. He was. And, look, okay, I don't want to shit on Brook Lopez because he did show what he can do, but in Game 5.
Running to the basket, Lopez still looks like he could get buckets in the post. He was a good player for the Nets. I mean, he was like a 5 rebound a game guy. He's gotten much stronger, but he'd give you 20 points back then a game. Yeah,
and he clearly still has those offensive capabilities, and it's like I mean, look, you're not I'm on edge a little bit, because here's the thing. You say you're happy for me, and yes, obviously I root for the Bucks, but I root for, let me be very clear, Giannis. So that if Giannis is not playing, it's not, I don't have team fandom, okay? All right? I support my country. I'm a fucking patriot. Yesterday, in fact, we're recording this on July 5th. What everyone should be celebrating on July 4th is actually Greece winning the Euros in 2004. That's the only holiday that I recognize on the 4th of July, was Greece beating Portugal in 2004. This is taking a turn.
This is anti-American now. No.
Fuck America. George Washington. Fuck those slave owners, okay? Who didn't let anybody but rich landowners vote. They can suck my fucking hog. George Washington can take out his wooden teeth and lick my fucking nuts and throw at my little uncircumcised dick. How about that, pal?
It sounds you're growing a little bit of a founding father hairdo, my friend.
Yeah, and the other one I respect is Ben Franklin.
Hell
and
yeah,
that's who I model my life. He was just a guy who was Did he dabble in founding a little bitch-ass nation named America? Sure. But he also was over there getting pussy. The only reason he was over in France trying to get support was because he was out there running through the royal court, giving all those bitches herpes back then.
Like Ben Franklin used to say, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. We all know what that really meant. It was vagina-related.
It's about
and
pussy.
The great Benjamin Franklin.
And rising, he meant his cock.
Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't give a fuck about.
Then you don't get to root for Team USA, motherfucker.
I don't root for Team USA. They can suck my
They're not your
dick.
number 2.
I guess
you're not excited
rooting for
to
Team
watch
USA in basketball is like rooting for fucking Darth Vader, dude. Like, the fucking stormtroopers are gonna come in.
All right, well then I guess the fucking dream team is the evil empire, motherfucker. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Oh wow, dude, they beat fucking Lithuania 120 to 42.
Could
Who
Darth Vader
cares?
could Darth Vader dunk from the free throw line?
Yes, he's got incredible powers. He
Okay,
could
well then
use
Darth
force
Vader's
powers to
kind of
dunk.
cool. Also, now that we're getting into it, Darth Vader's kind of like a fucking great character. So why don't you stop talking so much shit? He turns it around in the end and becomes good. So
Well, spoiler, that is not gonna happen with America. We're gonna keep fucking fucking up elections and assassinating people until the sun explodes.
hey man, I don't know if you saw Zuckerberg holding up that flag, but that's
China,
the country I
China,
love, brother.
China. I'm rooting for China to come fucking get us, dude.
Did
I'm
you
ready.
see-
I'm brushing up on my Mandarin.
If you're talking this shit, you're not allowed to root for Dame Dollar, fucking Durant, Devin Booker. That's gonna be a fun team to watch, dude.
Okay, the same way I root for the fucking Bucks, right? The same way I want Giannis to succeed. And listen, over the years of root, because Giannis has been on the same team over the years. I've watched this team since he was look. Of course, I have a fondness in my heart, especially for Chris Middleton, who's been there basically the whole time. Even Brooke, I like Brooke Lopez. I like even fucking, somehow they've managed to get the two white shooting guards, the two worst 3-point shooting white shooting guards of all time in DiVincenzo and Connaughton.
It's crazy.
Both can't shoot. Come on, man.
You couldn't get JJ Redick.
Look, give
in
us
some weird
one.
move.
If you're gonna have two white shooting guards, let one of them be a fucking 40% 3-point shooter.
They had
but
a
whatever.
white guy in the dunk contest who was not even that great a dunker.
He's got hops. I'll give
He's
him
got
that,
hops, but I mean, let's be real. We were all cheering him on because he did the white man can't jump outfit.
Respect to that. Good move.
but
Smart
you know
move.
you don't really belong in the contest when you're relying on clothing. You know?
Listen, yeah. Look, of course, it's the costume department that was
Yeah.
Which, by the way, and this is so off topic, but whatever. The worst costume thing that's ever happened in the dunk contest is your boy Donovan Mitchell, for some reason, putting on the Vince Carter like Raptors jersey. He has no connection to Vince Carter. They're not cousins. He's not from Toronto. It just didn't make any fucking sense.
It's a respect move for the greatest dunker
It was
ever.
fucking stupid. It
Okay,
was cheap.
I'm
You
gonna-
want to talk about cheap? That was cheap.
I'll
White
tell
man
you
can't
cheap.
jump.
I'll go even cheaper.
Go ahead.
That's not the worst clothing move.
That's the worst one.
Dwight Howard coming out in the Superman costume, just taking Shaq's nickname. Everyone knew. That's like,
Dwight
dude,
Howard's
that's
a
like,
fucking
that's-
clown,
No,
though.
that's like if I fucking announced a tour on Instagram and I was like the Sammy Baby 2 comedy tour, and I was
The
shirtless.
Prince of Pleasure. You got a crown on.
You'd be like, "Fuck you, dude," and I'd be like, "What? Oh, you stole
Sammy
something."
baby, you're just fucking naked. That would be awesome. You know what? I would support that. I want to see that chest hair, dude.
But dude, it was such a lame move. You're a center. You're getting Shaq comparisons. That was the opposite of an homage. What Donovan Mitchell did was a respect thing.
There's
what Dwight
no
did
reason
has
for it.
no respect.
There's no reason for an homage. He's not like when
He's the best dunker ever. Vince is without question the best dunker ever.
but it just didn't make any sense.
And
To
I'm
ha-
just saying, best in-game dunker and the best dunk contest dunker. I think it's got to be Vince, man.
You're probably right about that. Yeah, of course.
Zach
but-
LaVine, though, the last couple years is like he's got the potential. It's just no one glided like Vince, you know?
Yeah, and it's also like I feel like the contest. Maybe this is just like us showing like we're just like when we were children was the best one.
No,
Like,
no. I think Vince is
but I do think
decidedly the best.
Vince was like it was in a moment when it was still kind of very important, whereas now it's become almost a sideshow. Let's be honest, like no one
Yeah.
really cares that much about it. And this year, I mean, last year they had to do what they had to do because of COVID, but last year it didn't feel like anything. It was like a
And
little
I'll
halftime
give
thing.
respect to Aaron Gordon as a great dunker.
I think he got robbed. Honestly, I think he should have
Yeah.
won. I remember watching that. I remember watching that dunk contest at a gig in Foxborough opening for Bobby. Do you remember? You know that place, the it's called like the fucking sports or the CBS Lounge or some bullshit. I don't know. It's just like this big open thing, like right by where the Patriots play. It was weird. It was a weird gig, but they had good steak tips on the menu. Shouts out to them.
Steak tips are solid, man.
Yeah.
I love a spot with good steak tips. How about I'm thinking
But anyway.
dunk contest. I do think Vince is the best. I don't think this is my bias, man.
No, I'm with you, and I think that's fine. I just think it was fucking stupid for Donovan Mitchell to do that. It didn't make any sense. There's no reason for it. There was no nothing.
I think Dominique Wilkins is in the conversation.
Sure. I agree with you.
If we're
I just
doing
wanted
like
to make
in-game power dunks, it's weird. My favorite dunkers to watch live are not the most like Anthony Edwards is incredible. He will be a dunk contest winner if he wants to be in one. But I like watching Russell Westbrook throw it down. I like watching little dudes posterize. That's what I like to watch.
Yeah, Spud Webb.
Spud Webb is that was a special dunker. But
Yeah.
dude, you got to say that Nate Robinson is in dunk contest
Absolutely.
2.0.
And when he was like him blocking literally Yao Ming is so funny.
Nate was awesome. I fucking love him.
yeah.
I hate that now his legacy is somewhat marred by that stupid boxing match.
Yeah.
Because Nate was the fucking man. Like, he got me through some bad Knicks years. Like, shouts out to Nate Robinson and David Lee for, being late picks.
It's
in the
officially
first round.
gone too long. It is our NBA Finals preview, and we just heard the phrase "shouts out to David Lee." In 10
An
minutes.
NBA champion, motherfucker. An NBA champion.
All right. I apologize.
An NBA champion.
I apologize for starting this by just wanting to quickly criticize Donovan Mitchell. It really is like
you don't like Donovan Mitchell though.
No, I don't dislike him. I think he's a good player. I just thought that was a stupid gimmick. It is very we got to fucking time how from point A to point B how quickly it takes Sam to bring any discussion back to a shitty mid-2000s Knicks team. It'll be fucking
I wish
shocking.
we had that fucking Q-Tip song queued up. We are the New York Knicks. Come on. Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
We have to pull that shit from Daily
How the fuck
Motion.
did
That's
we even
just
start
not
talking?
even on YouTube, Stav. We have to pull that video from fucking Daily Motion. No. All right. I'm sorry. Admittedly, I do this. I have a problem. But like, you knew who you started a fucking sports podcast with.
Absolutely. And it's my fault when it gets a little. I should have stopped this discussion 2 minutes earlier when I can feel the rumblings coming. You know what I mean? When I feel just the rumblings.
He just sees my mind working. Where
Yeah.
he's like, how can he connect this to
90s
or 2000s?
I have to be
Knicks?
2 steps ahead. That's my fault. I'm basically like the people trying to stop terrorism, right? Like you have 1,000 different plots, right? You just have to get lucky once. I have to be right every single time, all right? That's what it is. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to stop you from hijacking, basically. Anyway, I don't know how the fuck we got started into talking about the dunk contest, but anyway. That's neither here nor there. I think I was talking about fandom. Pat Connaughton, absolutely. Right. So I have a soft spot for the Bucks, of course. I
don't know how you can't love. How could you not love Chris Middleton though?
I love Middleton, and I'm a defender of Middleton, of course, and I'm incredibly happy for him. He went the fuck off in Game 6, and he controlled. He was bad in the first half, but then he comes through that third quarter. Completely dominates the game. Has 20 points in one quarter. The Bucks led the whole way, but when it started to get close, Chris Middleton was the guy who fucking made sure it wasn't close. Weird game too. I mean, for everything that like Cam Reddish coming in and just being awesome and shooting like he's fucking Klay Thompson was fucking wild. But. And then, by the way, this whole series, Kevin Huerter for stepping up so big in Game 7, it was just dog shit. This whole series, But I'm happy for him. And look, of course,
he is a very good player, though. Kevin Huerter, I think he's gonna have a good career.
Long term, it's not a big deal, but absolutely got dominated by Middleton and just did not when he had the chance to do a little more offensive creation, was not able to do it.
I did not think the Hawks would be this close to an NBA Finals. I mean, it's
but a lot of things had to break their way. Of course, let's not get crazy.
Of course, the Knicks falling apart. You know.
Yep. Anyway, let me continue my point here about the Bucks and so it was, and Brook Lopez, I was really happy to see him have a monster game, and but I will say, but I will be pissed. Like, that's the thing. Here are the outcomes that I want.
Yeah.
Bucks win, of course. Bucks win 7 games, or Giannis is 7 games. Giannis comes back, MVP. That's what I want first and foremost. Okay. Then, of course, even if Giannis isn't there, of course I would rather the Bucks win. but it will not be as important to me, not even close. Like if the Baltimore Ravens, for example, I'm a fan of the Baltimore Ravens. I might have had my favorite player on the team, but it's like if they don't win MVP, I don't give a fuck if they don't win Super Bowl MVP, right? Ed Reed's my guy. He's my favorite Raven ever. I want him to win, but it's like whatever. Let's just get this fucking championship. With the Bucks, I'm a Giannis fan. I absolutely need Giannis to win MVP, or it does not matter to me.
That's not true though, because him winning a ring. I mean, Steph Curry has never been Finals MVP. The rings make a huge difference. I think Giannis.
But I mean,
winning
if he doesn't really play and he wins.
But they're there because they're not
player.
getting past the Nets without Giannis. So
Absolutely, but that's what I was gonna say.
It's not like fucking Torrey Craig who's getting a ring no matter what.
Right, you know? right. Number one is Giannis MVP with a bullet. Number two, though, is obviously Bucks. I'm rooting for them. And then a distant, I mean, it's not even on the things I want, is the Suns winning in any way, shape, or form. Although I will admit, them winning and Chris Paul having a bad series would be funny. I will admit that.
I want the Suns to win because I want Paul to get his ring. I think Giannis will have other shots at it. Paul will not. And I think that legacy, it would be awesome if he has a ring and Stockton doesn't. It puts him above. I think
Don't you dare try and fucking and cushion this blow, this traitorous blow by
if
cushioning
the Bucks
it,
win, I will be happy for you.
Cushioning it with some I love hating on the Jazz, and love hating on fucking anti-vax John Stockton. You know that about me. And nice try for trying to fucking disguise your treachery with anti-Stockton.
Not treachery. I've liked this team all season. I like their squad. I love Devin Booker. I love Chris Paul is one of my favorite players ever. And I've always been a big Aiden supporter. I've been a big Aiden fan, dude.
This is big for you. And I've eaten crow on the Aiden.
But I'll tell you something that my good buddy and your friend as well, John Laster, was saying to me last night about this series. He said, man, they don't have a lot of big depth. So if they get Aiden in trouble, the Bucks could really run rampant on them.
That's a great point. That's something I wanted to point out too. That's huge, right? When we start talking about like finals preview, Ayton is a worse matchup than I think any big they've had to face so far.
Yeah.
But if you get Ayton out, what are we talking about?
And Lopez is
Frank the Tank. You know what I mean? Like we can fuck those guys in the ass. But he didn't get in foul trouble guarding Jokic. You know what I mean? Like he's been very disciplined this postseason. And the other way you get they're big into foul trouble is by when you have a fucking freight train on the other end, when you have Giannis, and he is not going to be ready to go probably game one. You know, maybe not. And even if he is, you think he's not going to be his usual driving self. But I think getting Ayton in foul trouble has to be a huge strategic goal of the Bucks. But I'll be honest, I'm a little worried about this series for a couple different reasons. And number one, the last two games, the reason the Bucks looked so good is because here's the only way Mike Budenholzer will thrive in the playoffs. Are you ready? It's if the playoffs become a regular season game. And the last two games of those series were two fucking bullshit regular season games. It's one of those where your stars, it's like the stars were, it felt like a Wednesday where both stars were on fucking load managing and then the second one had a tweaked injury and he was playing himself back. Like that's when Budenholzer shines, when it's like, ooh, let's get creative with our fucking bench versus a Hawks team that without Trae Young, and especially if Herter's not fucking doing anything offensively, you know, what do they really really have?
They're a shooting team, and when their shots aren't going in, they're kind of whack. I will say the Hawks did shock me,
no one else is creating on the
But the Hawks shocked me with their defense. I mean, their defense, I expected to be dog shit. Capella's a great defender. They all play hard. They all just play hard, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you have to credit that. Obviously, that's the McMillan effect. I mean, he's always proved himself to be a really good defensive coach,
for sure.
And I think that's the difference that he makes. But as good as you want to say that their defense was, the Suns are just a much better defensive team in at basically every position. Like,
well, I mean, Bridges and Crowder together are just so dangerous because they're just pure 3-and-D guys, especially Bridges. But Crowder's been excellent on D all postseason.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Their wings are better defenders. Their center is a better defender. Ayton had some games in that Clippers series
Chris Paul is an agitator.
Chris Paul is even at 36 is like, light years ahead of Trae Young, whatever the fuck he was. And I guess the only person you could say is not really that big a deal is Devin Booker. And it's still, at least he's a bigger guy. I mean, he's still 6'6", and he's got a fucking wingspan or whatever.
And he can just light it up on offense. I will say, though, guys like, as great as Booker is, he is inconsistent. He's got the broken nose, too, now. Middleton, as great as he is, inconsistent.
Very inconsistent.
You don't know what you're going to get.
That's always been his issue.
But I'll say this too, like Middleton, when he gets going, man, he has become so damn fun to watch because he is just like, he just knows it's going in. He just will like turn around and just throw it up where you're just like, oh, this is like a shooter. This is a pure shooter.
Yeah, and dude, honestly, I would almost rather, if Giannis is like 60%, right? Just keep him out one more game. Like, first of all, you're the away team in a 7-game series against a team that's had really good home court advantage, with the exception of the Clippers taking one. And especially because of what you were saying about they play a different brand of basketball, and Middleton is kind of rolling, and even Brook Lopez is kind of rolling, and it's like you want him to feel empowered to take on Ayton, and I don't know. I kind of, and you also have the underdog thing going for you, and it's like, the Suns feel like this weird team of destiny, and it's like, fuck it. We don't have our best player. Chris, go out there and I think that's a recipe to potentially steal one, and you let Giannis fucking get back, because you don't want a 60% Giannis. He's not like, Chris Paul can come back and play 50% of Chris Paul, because it's like, even if he's not shooting, which he had times in his playoffs where he wasn't really shooting, he's still the point guard. He can still organize your offense. LeBron is obviously one of those guys where it's like, even hobbled, he's a fucking supercomputer that like can, find disadvantages or find advantages for you and just dictate the pace of the game. Giannis is a fucking physical force whose what makes him top tier elite is when it's like a fucking, he's all over the place on defense. He's moving around laterally. On offense, they're running. They're playing transition and shit like that. So it's like, if his knee is bothering him, I would rather just like give it another game. Like, don't rush him back, because he was listed as doubtful.
I mean, Shaq hobbled is different than Jason Kidd hobbled, right?
Exactly,
I mean, like, the guy setting other people up. That being said, Giannis worries me a little bit because his durability in the postseason, because of how physical he is. I mean, he got injured last year in the postseason. He got injured, at a pivotal moment this year. Like, you need that dude. So not a lot of dudes play the way Giannis plays right now. He's almost like a throwback kind of player. Not a lot of dudes attack the rim the way he does.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really worry me, because it's like, bro, you saw what happened to his fucking knee. His knee went backwards. It was fucked up. And the fact that guy did not fuck anything up, I mean, it's luck, obviously, but it's also like, it's like, he's just a fucking, he literally is a freak of nature.
I mean, to look at those rookie pictures when he was like a fucking twig.
Just this cute little kid.
And
this
now
cute
he is
little
like,
fucking 17-year-old, 19,
he is
18-year-old.
shredded. But it's also hilarious. You're like, if you show me that picture, like, this guy will be the next MVP of the NBA, and you're just like, what?
Yeah. Some goofy, cute little fucking kid who has like this adorable accent, talks about how good smoothies are. I love all those stories of that one time. My favorite story is when he wired his family money. He was wiring his family money back like whenever he got a paycheck. And right before a game, he walked to the place to wire the money. And he gave them all his money, and he forgot to like save money for a cab back. And so a fan who was going to the game saw him jogging back to the arena. Giannis was jogging back.
I've never heard this.
Oh, you never heard this story? He was jogging back, and the guy was like rolled down his window. He's like, "Hey," like he's like literally. I think he was like in Bucks. Like, he's obviously also a 7-foot, young black guy in athletic gear. It's like, even if you're not a huge fan, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on here?" But I think he was literally wearing Bucks gear, and the fan gave him a ride to the arena. And like that's the kid that kid who barely spoke English didn't think about like getting back to the arena after wiring his family money. Like to see him now where he's like, has had a huge playoffs for his career. I mean, the stats are unbelievable.
And you can't not love a guy
and the moments he's had against Durant.
I know he took the big money, which is an obvious thing to do, but he stayed with a small market team, which I think is becoming like less the thing to do. Like we think about that, like it's going to be hard in my mind. It's going to be hard for the Grizzlies to retain Ja. It's going to be hard for the Pelicans to retain Zion. Like you shine the bright lights on those kids. I think it's going to be tough because they are such
Zion's
stars.
family already was like, we don't know we want to be here.
They're such charismatic stars, both of them, and they're so not just in their personalities, but in their game. I mean, both of their games are larger than life. It's going to be hard to keep them in a small market. I mean, shit, they lost AD already in that market. They lost, Chris Paul in that market,
Well, it's also like, I mean, I kind of feel for them, any basketball player there, though. I mean, Memphis, it's less so because I do feel like there is, I mean, it's more college, but there is more of a basketball culture, I feel like. But New Orleans, it's like nobody gives a fuck about the Pelicans.
It's a football town.
It's football, and not only is it football, it's like I bet you like LSU, fucking probably even like some shitty school like Tulane, more people give a fuck about than fucking the Pelicans.
Tulane, good baseball, brother.
Yeah, exactly. There's more Tulane baseball fans than there are fucking New Orleans Pelicans fans in that city.
There's a lot of teams out there, so
but yeah, it's not becoming less the thing to do. It is not the thing to do. And again, as a Giannis fan, I was not advocating for it.
Well, when you have a guy that likable, like you feel like you won. If the Knicks got Zion or Ja, we would have felt like we won the lottery. We're in New Orleans. They're like, oh yeah, that's this. Maybe this is a reason to go to a game or something.
Yeah, right. Kids would have been people in New York would have been naming their sons Zion like before he was drafted. And in New Orleans, they're like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll fucking check out a matinee game before a fucking night before I go to high school football. Like there are definitely a ton of people that watch more high school football than Pelicans games in New Orleans.
And it's crazy because the Pelicans have stars now. I mean, they have Ingram is definitely developed. This team doesn't really make sense quite yet, but they have a lot of talent on that team.
Yeah, I mean, the reason what they fucked up is just that
Bledsoe and Adams. And
Bledsoe. They should have not taken back that contract.
You have Bledsoe and Adams. You got to think with Drew Holiday, they'd be a pretty different team.
Oh yeah, dude. Honestly, they should have probably just kept Drew, especially if they were trying to win. Like, if you do that Adams move, you might as well just keep Drew. I mean, I'm happy they didn't. Or really what it comes down to is they would have been able to ask for less if they didn't take on that money, right? Like the Bucks would have put in less picks, but I don't know. I think it was fucking stupid. And even the Bledsoe thing, it's like, okay, take Bledsoe to make the money work, but ask for extra picks and then use those picks to trade Bledsoe away fucking immediately. Get that cap hit off your shit. I was listening to some podcasts and I was reading some stuff that was like, what about him as a Dame destination, which is kind of interesting to me because they have all those picks, they have young players, and they have the money to match.
Wow.
It's kind of interesting.
He's just too, I mean, it would bum me out if he was in that market.
But him playing with Zion would be fucking crazy. Like you can make a real fucking offer, especially if you put in Ingram. It's like Ingram and a couple number ones, and maybe you have to take Bledsoe's contract too.
But they're not. He's trying to win, and they're not winning with that team.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean,
I don't.
If you have Dame and Zion, it's like how much more do you need to win? Really, with you keep Lonzo around, then Lonzo kind of makes sense because it's like he's exactly the kind of guy that you want with Dame, where it's like he's gonna take he doesn't need the ball, he keeps the ball moving, he takes the hardest point guard defensive assignment. I don't know. I think it's interesting.
You make a decent case. Although, man, a package of Ingram for Dame. You're right. Ingram is at least
That's not bad.
He's an attractive. Yeah, it's not bad to us. If you're a Portland fan, that rips your fucking heart out.
Dude, with a ton of fucking I mean, how many picks do the Pelicans have? They have like all the Lakers and all the Bucks picks. You throw a bunch of picks and Ingram, I mean, you're not doing better than that. You really
You
not.
might. There are some packages that could be better. I'm thinking maybe like Emmanuel Quickly and an 18th pick for Dame straight up.
You're right. I forgot to do that.
Maybe
Anyway,
we just say fuck. We keep Quickly and we throw in like Nerlens Noel.
wow, dude. Yeah, I mean, he had an incredible block rate. You're right, for Dame. I think it's fair. I think that's fair.
I think Dame should be in the Garden. The Knicks deserve Dame in the Garden, but we need to retain RJ Barrett. He is too valuable.
Okay.
His ceiling is too high. I don't know if you've been seeing the clips of him in his Canadian national
you mean
team.
Canada that failed to fucking qualify for the Olympics?
No fault of his own, brother.
We've officially reached the Sam Morrill is smoking cushy dreams moment of the podcast, where Sam has brought back yet again. See, he has smoked so much high-quality CBD from our friends at cushydreams.com that he has lost track of what the fuck we were talking about, and it became talking about how RJ Barrett could not be involved in a Damian Lillard trade because he's too valuable. Sam, what kind of strain were you smoking that got you saying that kind of shit?
Hustle.
That's
hustle
right. He's
because I'm hustling for my man, RJ Barrett, because that kid has got the goods. He's only 20 years old, my friend. He's gonna be an NBA star. I love Dame. I'll do almost anything to get him, and I mean anything.
So Sam would suck a man's cock.
I didn't
but
say
he
that.
Wouldn't, but he wouldn't trade RJ Barrett.
I winked.
And that's look, and you're thinking to yourself, man, whatever this guy is smoking must be good. Whatever
Will you buy a Dame jersey if he comes to the Knicks?
Well, for sure, I'd buy a Dame
Okay,
jersey,
good.
without question, immediately.
Me too.
You're thinking to yourself, man, this man must be smoking some really high quality illegal drugs to be having opinions like that. And that's not true, folks. This is what Sam is smoking is super legal, completely legal. You can fuck it. Our friends at Cushy Dreams at cushydreams.com will ship it directly to your door if you purchase and enjoy some of this completely, like we said, legal, mailed to your door, lab grown, lab tested CBD, which is like marijuana, except it removes the psychoactive ingredient of THC, and it has just the CBD, which gets you feeling right. And if you smoke enough of it, it seems, and it comes in half-gram joints, it comes in whole-gram joints, and it comes in 3.5-gram tins. I always say tints. I don't know why. 3.5-gram tins, which, if I had to guess, Sam might have fucking taken a whole 3.5 grams to the face to turn him potentially bi-curious in order to get Dame over here to New York.
Just get him to New York at any cost. Dude, you want to see Dame in a Knicks jersey.
Of course I do.
All
but
right,
what I want even more than that, some might argue, is for our beloved listeners here at Pod Don't Lie, to go over to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com. Browse, peruse, see what you like. Like we said, they have a ton of different. It comes in 3.5 gram, tins. It comes in whole gram joints. Comes in half-gram packs of half-gram joints, and they have different strains. Hustle, create, energy, all that kind of stuff to make you feel up and at 'em. They also have dream, peace, relax. If you want to feel kind of in your zone, which is what I prefer to do. I like to smoke a little bit of fucking dream, watch a fucking movie, watch some NBA basketball, and just drift off. End my night. My long day of podcasting and content creation, which is really the hardest job there is. I like to end it with a nice little half-grammer from cushydreams.com. So go to cushydreams.com. That's KUSHY dreams.com. Use promo code PODDON'T. That's PODDONT for 20% off your first, second, third, whatever order, your next order, you get 20% off. So go ahead and do that and smoke your CBD because you can, folks. The best fucking motto in the game. Anyway, back to our fucking beautiful NBA Finals preview with my friend here, Sammy. And Sam, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm worried. I'm a little worried as a Bucks fan, as a Giannis fan who has become a Bucks fan and I have affection for the people of Milwaukee. I had a great time. I was there a couple years ago at Turner Hall. Very fun time. But
Yeah.
I am a little worried about the matchup because of the fucking and look, the center depth is true. They have without Ayton, but at the same time, without Giannis, you look at the kinds of guys. There were guys you could get away with playing against the Hawks without Trae Young, right? You could get away with Bobby Portis. You could get away with Bryn Forbes.
Shouts out to Bobby Portis, who played some great basketball. By
Those
the way.
crazy eyes, I love them.
Former Knick brother.
That's right. I want to gaze those crazy eyes. I want to gaze into those crazy eyes and lose myself in them.
He's got Glenn Close fatal attraction eyes. That motherfucker is terrifying. I love it. Yeah, Bobby Portis came up big, man. He's a streaky player, but man, he does play hard. You got to give it to him every time. Like
for sure. But I'm worried because it's like, dude, again, fucking Budenholzer even played Jeff Teague, and it didn't really, haunt us. But it's like against the second string Hawks. But I don't know. I'm a little like it. The matchup, especially without Giannis, kind of worries me because I feel like both Portis and Bryn Forbes are like offense first players, and Bryn Forbes especially. It's like I think he'll get victimized by this fucking Suns team.
The Suns team gets hot in a hurry. I mean, like we talk about. I mean, Atlanta's the same way, but the Suns are just better.
Yeah, and even like you could at least play Bryn Forbes in the backup minutes, right? Like, but it's like fucking campaign.
That dude can shoot.
He's gonna eat his fucking. He's gonna gnaw. He looks like a fucking rat. He's gonna gnaw. He's gonna gnaw a fucking Bryn Forbes' ass cheeks like they're a big hunk of cheese if they're out there together.
Motherfucker, Pat Oswalt voices that dude on the court.
Yeah. Campaign is gonna fucking wake up, get up from under a chef's hat where his bed is, and he's gonna fucking come out and he's gonna absolutely destroy.
He's so
Bryn
good,
Forbes.
man. He's been excellent this postseason.
I know.
And
It's fucked
Johnson
up.
can shoot. They all just come in and shoot. I mean, they're kind of. It's weird. It's all these years. It's kind of the perfect team for Chris Paul. Paul never really played with another guy who could take over offense wise. Like
Harden?
as great. Yeah, that's the one. But I'm talking about like, well, yeah, but he didn't come up big in the playoffs.
That's
ever,
true.
though.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Like
He didn't have games like Devin Booker's been having in the playoffs. I admit Harden's incredible, but like you think of those teams, even on the Clippers, Jamal Crawford was their go-to guy down the stretch a lot of the time, or those Pelicans teams,
yeah, the Clippers teams were really. I think in hindsight were put together so poorly because it's like Blake and CP were really not like that. Blake and CP didn't make sense that much, and
they were beautiful together. So people look past it, but because those alley-oops were gorgeous.
But it's like Blake was the kind of guy that I think like almost you could run an offense through him without like didn't really need that. You didn't really need that much of a floor general with a big like Blake. You'd probably be better off playing off him. And then him and DeAndre just didn't really make sense at all.
Blake is a great passer.
Yeah.
Great ball handler for a big. You're right. It was a fun ass team for marketing. It was great.
I'm just sad about those Rockets teams. I mean, you feel for Chris Paul in terms of him because I was rooting for them because I was rooting against the Warriors, obviously, but also it was just like Chris Paul hurts his fucking hamstring, and that team was good in the regular season.
Do you think that team could have beaten the Cavs though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. The second time, they almost beat the Durant Warriors.
Yeah, but they choked against the Warriors. I don't know, man. They disappeared at times. That was their problem. Fucking Ariza 0 for 12 in Game 7. Like that's kind of the type of team they were. When their shots weren't falling.
Yeah, but those. I mean, one of the most hysterical coincidences, whatever you want to say, of all time is that team built on statistics, having losing Game 7. At the time, they were the best 3-point shooting team of all time, and just missing every fucking three they took in Game 7. But then also the second time, they
didn't have Chris Paul in that Game 7 either.
Yes, they didn't, but still. And then the second time, it was when the Raptors won. It was like that series where they fucked up because everyone was getting hurt and they still couldn't capitalize. Which was an embarrassing loss for sure. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. When it comes to this team in this series, You know, I think the Suns are really good. They're a better defensive team than basically any team the Bucks have faced. But I would probably say the same is true of the Bucks in terms of the defense the Suns have faced. They have not really faced anyone as good on defense as the Bucks. But again, there's no Giannis. That's the thing. It's like,
This
how much
is the
is Giannis
best
going to
team.
play?
Well, this is hilarious if Giannis doesn't play for the Suns because they've literally gone without the best or second best player.
Frauds.
Every
I think we
fucking
can all say
series.
it. Frauds.
Dude, no AD, no Jamal Murray, no Kawhi Leonard, and now possibly no Giannis.
Right.
It's kind of hilarious to win that way.
Yeah, the Chris Paul and if Chris Paul doesn't get if Chris Paul doesn't get Finals MVP and he wins his fucking ring this way, it would be funny.
Well,
But at the end of the day,
there's a good chance Devin Booker's getting that MVP.
Dude, the people that vote for these, it's like sports writers. It's not that group small. It's like the narrative is all about Chris Paul. I will say this: Chris Paul's got to blow it.
Off,
but if it's close, it's going to Chris Paul. Chris Paul's got to blow it, or Booker's got to go off.
Who is Drew Holiday guarding, Booker or Chris Paul?
I think he's probably guarding Chris Paul, but I also think you move him around a lot, and I also think the Bucks have a lot of options for how to guard Devin Booker because you can. First of all, they were switching by the end of that Atlanta series. They were switching a lot, which is good. I think they should be doing that against the Suns instead of that fuck. Because here's the thing: that dog shit drop coverage that they love, the fucking Kuckenholzer loves so much, where you leave the fucking mid range open, basically. Yeah. That shit's not going to work against the Suns. The Suns love the mid range. That's their whole fucking thing.
Paul and Booker are gonna eat them up if they do that shit for sure.
It's you just can't have like fucking Lopez just kind of hanging back there and just letting them shoot mid rangers and floaters and shit. I would much prefer a switching defense, but I also think the assignments are pretty good because, But again, that's when I get worried about Bobby Portis because if he's on the floor, then you can like hunt the mismatch and shit like that. Although I think he can be on Jay Crowder, and then you think about the other matchups, and it's like, you can defend Devin Booker with Drew Holiday sometimes, even though I think his main assignment will be Chris Paul. You can defend him with Chris Middleton, who's a good defender, but also PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker fucking guarded Kevin Durant, who was fucking 6 inches taller than him. Devin Booker's only an inch taller, and I think he will be a really hard. I think that's a good way to. But then again, it's like then you have the rest of that team, which can all those guys can get their own buckets, man. I mean, they can.
Well, they can win without Booker having a good game. I mean, they could win without Paul having a good game. And
what potentially warms my heart is, let's say Giannis comes back game 2 or even game 3. Like if Giannis comes back and it's like he looks like his normal self in game 3, it's a home game. It's like fucking, you don't lose. You're not going to lose that one. Hopefully, knock on wood. If they lose a Giannis return game at home, it's going to be a sweep, basically. But my hope is that happens, and and that basically that the Suns, like we just went through, everyone wants to talk about the Bucks got lucky and shit like that because the Durant gets hurt and then Trey gets hurt and everything at the end, but the Suns did not face the adversity that even the Bucks faced. They did.
Well, yes and no, dude. I mean, you fucking lose. You played 1/3 of the big 3 for most of that series.
The Clippers without Kawhi, it's like I would rather play that team than Durant in any way, shape, or form. Personally.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I just think like especially when you look at
the Clippers just other than Paul George. I mean,
and then Denver. Denver looked fucking they were just not there. And then the Lakers, it's like they were going to lose. They were going to lose if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt. Like straight up. I fully believe that.
You're not wrong.
And so it's like, look, and I'm not saying the Bucks did not get lucky. I'm just saying what is giving, because everyone is talking about the Suns because they're obviously more healthy than the Bucks because Giannis suffered that injury. And they have this, like, they're a feel good team. The style of basketball is more fun to watch. I will admit that. Whatever. Devin Booker is more fun to watch. You have the Chris Paul. Like, this is the one, he gets the ring. You have the team of destiny shit swirling around this team. But I will just say,
and the fact that Paul reinvented himself, like, later in his career, he's made every young team around him better. He's become a different sort of guy. I kind of love that about him.
And look, the narrative is sucking off the Suns right now. The narrative is basically that girl,
Suns and 4 guy,
Suns and 4 guy. Yeah, the narrative is that woman. I won't lie. The girl who sucked off 8 sons or whatever her name is. The throat goat. The throat goat. Yeah. That's who the narrative is right now. But the flip side of that is, first of all, we don't always get the narrative in sports. Oftentimes we don't. And the flip side of all that good luck is that good luck could also be fucking hiding being maybe you're not as good as it fucking looks. Now, this Suns team has had really fucking hard dick moments. I'm not going to fucking lie here. I'm not going to front. But you never know. And
you never know. I really don't think that the Bucks are.
And I'm picking the Bucks in 7. And I'm picking Giannis to be the fucking finals MVP because I have a hard-ass dick. And I believe that in my heart and soul. And I think they're going to fucking come out here and they're going to win. They're going to shock the world. Fucking everyone, everyone in fucking Scottsdale can suck my fucking dick, okay? All you leathery titted fucking bitches out there
my ass cheeks. Let's not go too far here.
No, let's go far. And by the way, I will be appearing in Phoenix at the House of Comedy, so please come out and see me.
I'll be there in November, motherfuckers. Let me tell you something, brother. I got the Suns in, I think, I'm going to say 6, maybe 7. I just think that Phoenix is a better team. I mean, it all depends on Giannis's health. If the Bucks are fully healthy, then I think they got a good shot of winning the thing. I mean,
yeah, if the Bucks are fully healthy, I would even say fucking Bucks in 6, baby.
I don't think it's crazy. I mean, I think this is the toughest team that the Suns have faced without question this postseason. I think this is the toughest team the Bucks have faced. Everyone's saying this is a bad finals. I think it's kind of a cool finals because
if Giannis weren't hurt, it would be an incredible finals.
I agree because it really is. It's just a different look for the NBA. Everyone's being like, this sucks. Why? I think it's cool that LeBron and the Warriors are not in the finals. I think it's kind of exciting that we get new people in there. So yeah, I'm excited.
I think the only person on either roster that's ever been to the finals is Jay Crowder. Like, that's crazy. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think if Giannis wasn't hurt, then you have 2 really young, you have 2 young stars. You have fucking him. You have Devin Booker to headline it. And then, the Suns are a team that I think are, this postseason showed us a couple teams of the future, I think. Like, as much as, the baby nutted villain, the baby nutted assassin. My fatwa against him is over now that he's been vanquished.
And now you can admit that I
can admit he's fun to watch. His game is great.
See, you mocked me, but like I fucking don't like the guy, but like goddamn, he's great.
Yeah, I see. I don't. Well, I don't have a problem with him personally, Sam. I just had the fandom ran hot, but sounds like you have a personal issue with Mr. Young. And
well, you won and I lost, motherfucker. You know how shit goes. Must be nice. Must be nice, motherfucker.
It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, guess what? The Knicks are only getting stronger, my friend.
I'm not against. I like the Knicks too.
Give Julius the bag. We know he'll be back.
See, that's the flip side. My personal fandom is with Giannis, but my team fandom is the Knicks. I don't give a fuck who's going to do it for the Knicks. And in fact, I would even say I'm much more willing to let a couple players go than you are because I take a more holistic team view approach.
Yeah, well, you need the good cop and you need the bad cop, my friend. You need someone who fucking tells these players you ain't going anywhere, buddy. We love you, and we'll keep you. And we fall in love with the team, motherfucker. I want Reggie Bullock on this team. I love that man.
Oh, absolutely. Young Bullock's got to stay.
I'm with Bullock.
I'm with you 100%.
Nerlens, I love bring Nerlens off the bench. Have a fucking block party.
I'm with you, brother.
Retain my good friend Mitchell Robinson and keep Taj.
Your good friend.
And keep Taj. Keep Taj in the mix.
Hang out.
Yes, and keep Taj in the mix for veteran savvy, my friend.
I'm with you.
I want D Rose in the mix. Let's keep a lot of these guys. We just got to keep the young guys developing and land some hot free agents. And no, I don't mean
Yeah.
Kelly Oubre because I know
Bring
your
us
minds
Norm
went to
Powell.
hot.
Bring us Norm Powell.
I would like Norman Powell. I think he'd be a good piece
He'd
on
be
us.
huge, and we have a ton of cap space. I think that's what it's got to be.
I think it's happening.
I'm
what
with
if we,
you.
What if we get Norm
And Dame?
Dame?
I knew you were gonna say that. As fucking stupid as it is, I knew you were gonna say it. Anyway, look,
Norm, Dame, and Julius. Let's fucking go.
let me just say this.
And RJ.
To Phoenix, fuck you, suck my dick. I hope you lose. I hope you have to keep waiting to win a championship. But I will be at the House of Comedy from October 14th to October 16th.
Yeah.
And if you want to voice your displeasure with what I said about your team, buy a ticket. Don't do it during the show. Stand in the merch line, purchase a T-shirt, and then tell me. And
For
then
sure.
tell me what a piece of shit I am.
That's the best way to voice your anger is by supporting me with a ticket and a shirt.
And shirt.
Dude, I'm
and that will really hurt my feelings.
I'm in Madison this weekend at Comedy on State, so y'all better come out if you're not watching the game. Yeah, and then I'm in OKC, and then I'm in Nashville. So see me all over the road, sammorrell.com.
I love it.
/shows. Yeah, all over coming up, man. Lexington, Kentucky, Belmore, New York.
Oh, and I'm in
Oregon.
I'm doing a couple local shows this week. I'm in Poughkeepsie at the Laugh It Up Comedy Club, which I believe is just the back room of an Irish bar. But
I've been there.
It's not bad. Good gig.
Yeah.
So I'm there this Thursday. I'm gonna be quick with my act, then I'm gonna watch the game because the game starts, I believe, at 8:30, and the show is a 7 p.m. show. So, and then I'm also in Norwalk, Connecticut at BJ Ryan's this Saturday. So, come out, buy some fucking tickets, you fucking pieces of shit. And then starting in August, the tour begins. But go to stavi.biz/tour. For more dates.
I can't wait for the season to be over just so the good vibes and Knicks free agency start.
My dick is getting hard for the next season. I will admit.
And you're a Knicks fan too, so you have to admit, like, who do you want at point guard? You want
Honestly, I would love it. I would love it if the Knicks just said, "Fuck it, we've got a little money. We want to build the fucking culture." And they went out and they got like Kyle Lowry or even Mike Conley if he becomes available. Like give us some veteran savvy at the point guard position. Let them do what basically Chris Paul has been doing, and then go fucking spend a hard dick amount of money on Norm Powell. And because I like the rest of the team, honestly.
Conley, Powell, Julius, RJ, Mitchell. That's something to fuck with.
The dick is getting hard with that, my friend. The dick is getting very plump with that kind of situation,
for sure. Mm-hmm.
With no question.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of shit I'm fucking thinking about. But we'll see. We'll absolutely see. And then who knows? Maybe they get some nice stuff going in the fucking in the draft. Even though all we have is a fucking pick in the 20s.
Two picks, an 18 and
that's true.
21st,
That's true.
It's not. You never know, man. I mean, we struck gold with quickly.
Hey, IQ, exactly.
For some reason, the Knicks have always picked well late, and our early picks are trash.
Yeah. One thing that does break my heart about the Olympics is that not only did Greece not qualify because the Kumbo brothers were both playing in the NBA Finals, so we missed the qualifiers. But and also the team's just kind of not that good right now. But our adopted team, Team Canada, to watch RJ, and who had a bunch of young fun guys, they got knocked out by, I believe, the Czech Republic recently. So here are the teams that are making it for the Olympics. Because we got not to fucking zoom past the finals, but we were going to be covering it. Obviously, we're going to be covering the finals on this podcast without question. But like we said, the dick is getting hard for the future. And just to let you guys know, we're going to be fucking watching. We got the Olympics to watch. This is a fucking basketball podcast. We're going to be covering the Olympics here. And we have the United States obviously made it. France, Czech Republic, and Iran are in the first group, which is an awesome, awesome group. And then Group B, Australia with no Ben Simmons, but they have, I believe, Patty Mills, Aaron Baines, Joe Ingles.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh Green and Matthew Dellavedova. And then you have Nigeria.
Good defense.
Good defense. And you have Nigeria, who Mike Brown is the coach of that one, so that's kind of interesting. And you have Josh Okogie, Precious Achua, Monte Morris.
Good players. Yeah.
And then Italy qualified with that fucking. I don't know if they even have any good players anymore. I think from all I see here is Nicolo Melli and that fucking redhead Nico Mannion, whose dad is Italian, on the fucking Warriors.
How about the France?
France, I don't know if Rudy is playing. I don't know if they. Oh, he will be playing. He'll be playing. Oh shit! And then you have Batum, Evan Fournier, Timothy Luau Cabarro, and
that's a tough team.
Frankie, dude, Frankie. Oh shit, we might have to be rooting for France if our boy Frankie gets minutes.
I got love for France because of Frankie. It's tough, man. If you're an international player, you really gotta play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your team needs you. Although a bunch of teams did make it. I think.
You see Slovenia though; they got Dragic and Luka.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be interesting. That's the first time that they've ever been in the Olympics. They beat Lithuania, which has been like a fucking powerhouse. Spain used to be a fucking super thing, but Pau and Mark are both playing. And that's hilarious.
They're gonna be playing until they're 60.
That's awesome. That'll be fun to watch them play.
Dude, Paul Gasol is the fucking man. So
Mark and Ricky Rubio are all playing, and then also the Hernan Gomez brothers.
It's gonna be like all big men and a point guard. That's great.
Yeah, and then Japan.
Man, I loved Willie for the Knicks. That dude was a brick wall.
Yeah. Who else playing? Argentina.
Always good.
Although, they got our boy Luca Vildoza, who we haven't seen yet, but the Knicks signed. He'll be playing, so that'll be something
They should throw in a fucking 42-year-old Pablo Prigioni.
Let's get Pablo in the mix. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff there. We'll be watching the fucking Olympics. And
was
look,
Pablo Argentinian or Italy? Which one? It sounds like his name sounds like he should be Italian, but where was he? I thought he was Argentine. I thought he was Argentine.
I feel like he's Argentine. I feel like he's Argentine.
Man, he was an awesome player. That guy.
Probably his grandfather was worked for Mussolini, and they fled to
Argentina. I was right.
Yeah,
dude.
That's the thing, dude. We a lot of the Argentinian team that we fucking root for. It's like there's no way they weren't fucking Nazis.
Take it back, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. You look at that. What was that fucking guy's name?
Hitler?
Herman. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
That guy Walter Herman. You remember him?
Dude, yeah, that was rough.
You're telling me that guy's not a fucking descendant of Nazi super soldiers?
You can't tell me anything bad about Priggs because, like, I got to be real. That dude if that dude came to the NBA in his prime, he would have been awesome. He would have been a legit point guard. I mean, he was a great old man. He was just like an unselfish, awesome player.
Yeah.
I fucking love Prigioni. I'll fucking rock a Priggs jersey. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you tell these motherfuckers, Sam. Anyway, yeah, the dick is getting hard, folks. We'll be watching. We were going to be covering the NBA Finals, but then we got the Olympics. We got trade season, fucking free agents.
You better get a chub for this fucking Team USA.
Fuck America.
Shut up, stuff. We got Dame Dalla. We got fucking Booker. We got Durant.
My boy Chris Middleton, I'll be rooting for him.
Okay, see, now we're fucking talking right here. We got Kevin Love. They needed a token white guy in this team, I guess.
Hilarious that Kevin Love is playing. Dude, did you know Kevin Love still has 2 years left on his fucking humongous contract?
And apparently Cavs fans are not thrilled that he's just like out all year. And they're like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll play Team USA.
Yeah. Respect.
Dude.
Kevin Love said, fuck it, I got my ring, and then I milked Dan Gilbert and these fucking losers in Cleveland for all they're worth. Dude, and good for him.
I was just watching him on some show, like Apartment. It's like an apartment show. It's his house. It's his apartment in it's like Tribeca or something. And I was like, this dude lives so well.
Yeah.
This dude's drinking wine all off season and just working on that jump shot. All we're gonna need him to do too on Team USA is get boards and shoot open threes. I mean, he's kind of
He's not gonna be playing. The fuck, he's gonna be there to hang out. I would love to be the fucking 12th man on Team USA. Are you kidding me?
Who else is playing for us?
Well, Durant is fucking playing, which is crazy.
Which is so exciting that I get to root for Durant.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're the Nets, aren't you kind of like, hey Kevin, why don't you just kind of chill out, buddy? Like, but whatever. And then
I love
Dame,
it.
Devin Booker, Tatum, Drew and Middleton, which is good.
Damn,
Zach LaVine.
dude, Tatum is a fucking assassin. This is gonna be cool. Zach LaVine.
Yep,
This is gonna be
Bam,
fucking cool.
Draymond, Jeremy Grant, Bradley Beal, Kevin Love.
This is a good team.
It's a good team.
Some of these players seem a bit redundant.
Oh, and also there's the USA Select team, which, by the way, 2 Knicks are on.
Obi and Emmanuel.
Obi and Emmanuel, both on
Yeah.
the fucking Select team. But
I
dude,
love
part
it.
of me, don't you think like the Select team should be the people we send over there? Like you get the young guys, like I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's not watch Kevin Durant light up Lithuania. Whoever, I guess not Lithuania because they're out, but light up whoever. You don't want to watch KD light dudes up.
I guess I don't know. I don't know.
I'm-
Like
I'm-
Sadiq Bey, Miles Bridges, Anthony Edwards, Darius Garland, Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero. Like there's something fun about like if the Olympics should be like young guys and then like a couple token veterans. That's fun to me.
Did you see? Yeah, but dude, then we're not going to win. Did you see the video of Tyler Hero boxing?
No, I did not.
Dude, I could beat Tyler Hero in a boxing match. Watch the video and tell me I can't beat him in a fucking boxing match.
I don't think you can.
Watch the video and tell me I can't beat Tyler Hero in 3 rounds.
Well, it's
If
crazy.
I trained and get my neck right, you know that I can. Yeah,
Get your
Harry
neck
said
right.
he's with Sam on this. I could take him, dude. I got a decent hook. I could take Tyler Hero in a boxing match.
Well, I tried to find it. And the first thing that comes up is something from Clutch Points that says Bam Adebayo appears to low-key shade Tyler Hero in telling comment. And this is about him making the Select team. And here's what Adebayo says. He'll get the chance to go against the best in the USA. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things that he can get. And obviously getting to watch like people's work ethic and how they go about their professional business. So
Yeah.
Hero might be getting too much fucking Instagram model pussy.
Without
and-
question. I mean, we saw him take a step back and we saw RJ take a big step forward. So
Yep, and there
my
it is.
prediction was right.
Not
So,
what we were talking
Look,
about at
stop.
all.
Look at the fucking boxing and tell me I
Okay.
can't take Tyler Hero in a boxing match.
Wow. Okay, let's see. I'm looking. Tyler Hero boxing training. Let's see what we got here.
Tell me I can't take him in 3 rounds.
Oh, wow. You know, Sam, it does look fucking stupid, but he's fucking like a professional athlete.
I know, but so is Nate Robinson, and that dude went down. I think I could take Tyler Hero.
You're out of your mind, dude. Like his form is horrible.
That's
but
what
I would,
I'm saying.
But
Yo,
I would
he's-
love. How about what's your fucking form look like?
I'll send you. He is
Yeah.
physically.
You got vid?
He is physically stronger than me. Obviously, he's a pro athlete. But
He's
his form-
6'5", 200 pounds.
Okay, I'm 6'3", 190. I think I could
Okay.
take him.
You think it's the same kind of muscle breakdown as Tyler Hero? Would you say you're
Probably.
190 and his 200?
Look, I'm a little lankier. I'll give this to Tyler Hero. He's got a better jump
He's got-
shot than me.
Wow, dude, that's so good of you to say. What's your wingspan, Sam? Do you know?
No, but I got a pretty good wingspan, dude.
That's true. You do.
I
I
think
wonder
I
what
could
your reach
fucking.
is.
I think I could take Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero's wingspan is only. Oh, he's got a shorter wingspan. His
dude.
wingspan is only 6'3", and
Let's
he's 6'5".
dance, Tyler.
All right,
I'll
interesting.
be wearing an RJ Barrett jersey in our fight.
I
Just
would
give
love
me
to
like
see
3
you.
months to train. I think I could take his ass.
All right. Well, we offer the official. This is Sam Morril officially challenging Tyler Hero to a boxing match.
Winner has to buy the other one steak, and it gets better.
Okay.
Got to wear if I beat you, Tyler, you got to wear an RJ Barrett jersey to dinner at a nice steakhouse in New York. I'm
Okay.
thinking Old Homestead. Let's
Okay.
go to a classic New York venue.
All right. Well, everyone let Tyler Hero know that Sam Morril. Show him pictures of Sam. Tweet at him, email him, do whatever it takes. Let him know that this man with a bad back, who sometimes can't podcast until he gets a massage. This
Yeah.
man wants to fight Tyler Hero.
That's how little I think of Tyler Hero's boxing form. That's how little I think of it.
That this comedian who needs personal training to be able to walk without pain believes that Tyler Hero will be an easy assignment
Because
with
guess
3
what?
months worth of training.
I think Tyler Hero of last year might have been able to take me because he had a lot of swag. He took a step backwards this year. He's underperforming. I will overperform. As
That's
a
right.
diehard Knicks fan, I will do it for the city of New York. It will energize King Julius and RJ Barrett. The Knicks will perform better knowing that fans of theirs will risk their safety and health to fight members of the opposing team.
Okay, all right. So you're saying it can be, you might not get a victory, you'll get a moral victory in how you fucking energize the Knicks at a minimum.
Absolutely. And guess what? If he knocks me out, my last words before I hit the mat will be, "Avenge me, Julius." And so I lose nothing. I'm expected to lose. I think I can take him, but guess what? I overperform as a comic with my skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Hero has underperformed this season with his talent. People were comparing him to a young Devin Booker, and maybe he'll still be that, but this year he took a step backwards.
Okay, nice. All right, well, look, I'm excited. I'm excited for you to fight him. Why don't we read some fucking reviews here before we get out of here?
Yeah.
But thank you everyone for listening, and listen, go subscribe to the Patreon. We'll be covering. If you want to hear coverage of games 1 and 2, the only place to do it is on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/poddon'tlie. We are back down every time people's subscriptions get fucked up because of the month changing over. So we're back down to the hard dick 1567. But we were up there at the hard dick 16 something. So let's get back up there. It'd be nice to get the hard dick 1700 even before the season's through. But anyway, whatever. And as always, if you leave a 5-star review and we like it and we have time, we will read it. And so why don't we do some of those right now? And this first one is from Pungula Man, who says, "Get Van Gundy some Blue Chew. My beloved Spurs have fallen off the wagon, and yet this is one of the most exciting playoffs I've watched in years. Sam and Stav have reinvigorated my love of basketball, and I'm happy to contribute to the Patreon goal. Thanks, fellas." That's right, Pungula Man. And by the way, the Patreon goal is if we get to 2,000 hard dick patrons, we will proposition Stan Van Gundy for sex.
Stav is coming up with these, by the way.
And Sam has to go along with them.
I'm not happy about it, but look, those are the rules.
Mr. Something or Other says, "I don't watch basketball. It doesn't matter. The chemistry between these two is entertaining enough for this non-fan to look forward to each episode." Wow, thank you, Mr. Something or Other. We appreciate that. This is from Johnny Balliz 17, who says, "This, my favorite sports podcast. This is a show where a fat man with some of the thinnest hair I have ever seen, and I mean thin, it looks like brown smoke settling on his skull, makes fun of one of the most dominant young point guards in the game because of his thin hair. I don't see the issue there, my friend. In all honesty, though, it's a great show. I had no idea who Sam was before, and he seems like a great dude, and is very funny."
Hey.
That's very true. His love for the Knicks is unmatched and deranged. It's awesome. I highly recommend. Thanks for making my work days a little bit better. No problem there, brother.
I've converted some Knicks fans, brother.
Absolutely. This one's from Boogie Cousins Twice Removed. "Ben Simmons to the Knicks? Start the dialogue. PDL is an incisive...
Not interested.
PDL is an incisive and irreverent look at the greatest game on the planet through the diminishing psyches of two swell dudes who just want to see their beloved Knicks make the playoffs. Never mind what happens after that finger on the monkey's paw closes." That's true. If Drive Time Sports Talk Radio was self-aware, funny, and helmed by people who actually enjoyed sports and sex, it would sound like PDL. PDL to WFAN? Start the dialogue. That's right. That's where this ends, folks. We get our own fucking morning radio show. Finally, from Eric Hillman, "Ball really don't lie. If you want to get reminded about which Ninja Turtle wielded which weapon, subscribe to this pod, my friend." That's right. We did have an extended Ninja Turtle discussion on the last episode. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to it. Giannis is going to make a miraculous comeback health-wise and win Finals MVP, snatching it from the hall monitor himself, Chris Paul, and that's what we both think. And before Sam has a chance to rebut, goodbye.